Hello everybody, welcome back to 2C TV, your global news channel. I'm Maya 2C, and today has been an absolutely insane day in Westminster, the heart of the former British Empire. London and the British Parliament have decided to officially ban Palestine action. The so-called pro-Palestinian movement has been causing so much chaos across the streets of Britain over the last especially the last year and a half, but also before that, they've been doing a lot of stunts and campaigns and protests and everything else they've been doing, illegal activities. They've now been taken down. They've now officially been proscribed as a terrorist organisation by the UK Parliament for the first time in a very long time. Our British MPs have done the right thing. Surprise, surprise. So while that's been going on today in Parliament, outside, absolute mayhem. The Palestinian supporters, Islamists, the far left, causing chaos, protesting, inside Parliament, more chaos, because, yes, MPs, the demographic has changed in the House of Commons. We actually have Islamist MPs in the House of Commons, especially since the last election. They had a bit of a meltdown. We're going to show you some videos from the debate, some of the weirdest things that they said. We're going to show you the protests, and some of the breakaway groups are still out in central London as we speak. The police obviously have dispersed them. The police have said, go away, go home, or you will be arrested. And of course, we're going to get your reaction as well. Don't forget, on the 9th of August, in London, we are having our new media conference where we're bringing new media outlets from all around the world to rally the troops. The Avengers are being assembled, and you can join us. If you go on 2cevents.tv, you can get your tickets immediately. We're going to have fun. We're going to have discussion panels. It's a whole day conference. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have dinner and everything else together. All right. Now, let's talk about what happened in Parliament. Terrorism Act 2000. Proscribed Organisations Amendment, Order 2025. Well, 385 MPs voted yes to prescribe the Palestine action as a terrorist organisation. Good news, good progress. But 26 voted no. Now, I think it's time to do some name and shaming. Yes, we have to name and shame these MPs. Who are these MPs? I'm going to put the names on the screens, but I'm going to focus on what party they're from, or if they're independent, or whatever they are. So firstly, we had a couple of tellers for the no team. Obviously, we had Ayub Khan, as usual, independent Islamists from Birmingham. And we also had Bel Ribeiro Adi. Now, four members of the Green Party voted no. They wanted the Palestine action as a terrorist organization to continue their actions in Britain. We had 9 Labour MPs, that's so embarrassing, including, of course, Diane Abbott and Richard Bergen, for example, and we had the usual lot, including Tahir Ali and everybody else, right? Now, then, we also had 6 Lib Dems, but they also voted yes to abstain, basically. So you also have those 6 Lib Dems down there. And finally, a Social Democratic and a Labour Party member. Social Democrats are extremely dangerous people, as you guys know. Colin Eastwood decided to also support the Islamists. Now, that was going on outside the building. Protesters started to basically already breaking the law by supporting Palestine action. Now, technically, they haven't broken the law yet. Do you know why? Because the king, His Majesty, has to make it official, right? As the head of state, he needs to sign it. The moment he signs it and approves it, you cannot support this. You cannot bring out your flags and your signs, say we support Palestine action, because you will be arrested. Now, the question is, will they be arrested? Does the Metropolitan Police in London at least have the capability, the resources, and the will to do a crackdown? How does it look for the Met? In terms of PR, in terms of the image, especially on the international level, how does it look for the Prime Minister and the Labour government? Now picture this. This is now a banned organisation. Tomorrow or next week, we're going to have a bunch of Islamists in anger coming out to support Palestine action. A banned organisation, right? There will be thousands of them. Now, technically, the Met have to arrest every single person. Can they? Will they? How will it look if you see images in the streets of London? The police bring out all their officers and start to arrest every single person. It's going to look chaotic. It's the right thing to do. They're just following the law, right? But it's going to be very, very complicated for the political establishment, the government, Keir Starmer's government, to sell this, saying, yeah, we're just doing our job. It's just going to look bad, but they have to do it. Now, we had our 2CTV reporter, Niak Gorbani, or Mr. Banana Man, out in Westminster over the last couple of hours as the protests continue to send us some footage. Let's quickly go to Niak. The Met Police were just standing in the corner saying, well, we're just going to have to hold the line. We can't really do much. But we also had a couple of counter-protesters with Union flags and Israeli flags. Let's go to the first video.
A police officer, cameraman is just here filming. Who's filming you?
As Nick was saying, the police officers whose job is to film for record, obviously, the crowd, they were too scared to get close. They were like, we're just going to stand across the road and film from there. Zoom in. Get close. Do your job. What's going to happen? What are you scared of? Now, let's go back into the building. Now, they were outside protesting, blah, blah, blah. Inside the Houses of Parliament, the mother of all parliaments, members of Parliament, including Jeremy Corbyn, were having a bit of an emotional breakdown. So they started to intervene in the debate, ask questions. Dan Jarvis, who was in charge of this debate on behalf of the government, did actually a good job. First, Jeremy Corbyn was obviously responding to the debate, defending Palestine action, Corbyn. Dan Jarvis reminded Jeremy Corbyn of his previous votes on Al-Qaeda. It gets very embarrassing for Corbyn. Watch this.
I will give way to the right honourable gentleman.
Jeremy Corbyn.
Thanks for giving way, and I'm grateful to him for that. I think the question that many of us want to put to him is, why has he linked these three organisations together? He clearly has made a judgment on each of the three organisations independently of each other. And I think it would be fair, and I'm sure many outside would think it would be fair, if we were taking individual votes on the three. Because many of us are very concerned about the issue facing Palestine action, and that is the issue that we wish to address in the debate here today.
Mr. Dan Jarvis.
I can say to the right honourable gentleman that I will come on and explain with real clarity precisely why we have proceeded in the way that we have. But I suspect that he has a long memory, and he will recall, I'm sure, that when he's voted against prescribing a number of organisations previously, including Al-Qaeda in 2001, that particular motion was bundled along with 20 other militant organisations. So
that was a put down. Just anytime Jeremy Corbyn tries to play the morality card, remind him that he also voted against prescribing Al-Qaeda as a terrorist organization. So what is this argument? He's the friend of Hamas, friend of Hezbollah, and is now trying to be a morally a superior person. Now, he wasn't the only one. We also had Zara Sultana, the absolute idiot. That is Zara Sultana, stood up. She's basically a student activist pretending to be an MP in Parliament, saying, we are all Palestine action, right? She always shouts that. She was defending her heroes. Then, of course, didn't go too well. She lost the vote, and I don't know if she's still crying about it or not. Let's go to Zara Sultana.
I will give way, yes.
Thank the Minister for giving way. The Minister will be aware that the High Court has granted Palestine Action permission for a legal challenge. Rather than the Home Secretary, who's not here today, rushing it through Parliament, shouldn't this be delayed until the judicial process has concluded?
Well, I can say to the honourable member, we're certainly not seeking to rush it through Parliament. These are matters that the Home Secretary and I have considered for some time. With regard to the point that she made about legal challenge, there is a clear route to legal challenge. Should an organisation be proscribed, it has the opportunity to pursue a legal route of challenge. That is
Simple, straightforward. Zara Sultana and Jeremy Corbyn are not the only ones. I'm just going to give you guys the best highlights of the day because, you know, instead of you going through the mainstream media, watching stupid BBC, repeating the same nonsense, we're gonna make it short and sweet, right? Let's go to the next MP. These are the MPs who voted in favour of keeping Palestine Action as it is, rather than ban it as a terrorist organisation. Chi Onwara, another MP, said whether criminal damage, no matter how creative, will be exempt from being treated as terrorism. This is the most weird, the weirdest argument that she could have made. Let's go.
I will give way, yes.
I thank my honourable friend for giving way. Madam Deputy Speaker, I often show visitors the statue of Lord Falkland and the missing spur removed when the suffragettes chained themselves to it. And I was here when protesters superglued their buttocks to the glass panel there, causing quite some scandal and damage. My point is, will the Minister confirm that criminal damage, no matter how creatively or indeed scandalously undertaken, will always be treated under criminal law and is not treated as terrorist acts?
Well, I am grateful to her for her intervention, and I know that she's given this matter very serious consideration, and it's an interesting point that she makes. And I will seek, as I progress, to evidence to her and to others why we've taken to choose this particular course of action with this particular group. And I hope...
It's intent. It's all about intent and your agenda. When you literally have this group in the name of Palestine saying, well, firstly, globalize Intifada and wipe out the Jews, right? And then in order to do that, we're going to have to attack Israelis and Jews abroad, including in the UK, their businesses and their companies, right? Well, it's the intent. It's not necessarily just the criminal damage itself. It's the intent is terrorism. Of course it's terrorism, you idiot. Now, speaking of idiots, let's go to my next favourite. Diane Abbott. Oh, yes. Jeremy Corbyn's ex-girlfriend and ongoing communist, keffiyeh-wearing Diane Abbott stood up and cited the United Nations. Diane Abbott defending the United Nations. Let's go to Diane.
I will give way, yeah.
Diane Abbott.
On the question of Palestine Action, the Minister will be aware that very many of us in this chamber think that Palestine Action is in a different category from the other two organisations she's seeking to prescribe. And can I ask him, is he aware that several UN special rapporteurs, including those protecting human rights, say that they have contacted the UK government to say that acts of protest that damage property but are not intended to kill or injure people should not be treated as terrorism?
Well, I am grateful to the Mother of the House because I think she makes an important point. Before I respond to it, let me just say very politely and very gently, I hope, to her and to others, if the actions of the particular group that we are considering at the moment had been conducted by an organisation who held different ideological motives, my strong sense is that she and some of her colleagues would be strongly recommending that the government moved to prescribe them. I have to say.
It's a very good point. If hypothetically, the Unite the Kingdom movement, which is, you know, Tommy Robinson right now, all of us, we go to rallies, peaceful, family friendly, we have rallies in London, right? Unite the Kingdom. But it's now technically a group, right? It's not an official organization, it's a group, right? If these guys, us, I don't know, one person from this group, you know, comes across as representing the group, does criminal damage, Diane Abbott will be calling on the United Nations and The Hague, the International Criminal Court, to get involved, drag Tommy Robinson to The Hague. They will be calling on the far right to be banned. Everybody go home, right? That's the hypocrisy. Diane Abbott, since when does she actually care about the United Nations? And also, she's been an MP for, I did double check, she's been an MP for 4 million years. And over the last 4 million years she's been an MP, she's now not just the mother of the house, she's a great-great-great-grandmother of the house. She still reads her notes from her phone. You're an MP, use your brain. Oh, my bad. Use your brain doesn't work on Diane Abbott. Next, let's talk about my favorite pro-Gaza Islamist weirdo MP. And that is Adnan Hussein. Adnan Hussein stood up saying this is a very heavy-handed approach, guys. Heavy-handed approach, threatening our basic freedoms as Islamists to cause chaos. Let us cause chaos.
I'll give way to the honourable gentleman.
Minister, can I just put on record that this heavy-handed approach threatens basic freedoms and sets a dangerous precedent for all political dissent in the UK? Does he acknowledge that?
Minister.
I don't acknowledge that, and I don't accept his characterisation of the decision that we have taken. And if you'll just listen to what I have to say in a moment, I hope that he will understand why we're progressing in the way that we are.
Sorry, Dan Jarvis, he's never going to understand. Also, absolutely well done, Dan Jarvis, today. Great minister, great work. Despite his party being Labour, as a minister, stood up, defended this correctly. The issue with Adnan Hussein, suddenly he cares about freedoms. Now, he represents a chunk of people in society that don't like beer. They want to ban pubs. They want to ban bacon. They really like their cousins. Oh yeah, they really like their cousins. And some of them would like to do forced marriages on younger people, right? A little bit young. Somehow he's talking about people's freedoms and people's rights. What about those women? What about those vulnerable girls? What about those who want to exercise their individual liberty to live as Englishmen in England? Instead of your supporters and your clique trying to change the face of this kingdom. They don't care. Now another pro-Gaza Islamist MP, and that is Ayub Khan. Ayub Khan. He decided to have a bit of a, interesting approach to violence. Let me just show you. It's absolutely outstanding. The shamelessness. Watch.
Yes.
I thank the Shadow Minister for giving way. Will she accept that there is a distinction in intent when you look at Palestine Action vis-a-vis the other two organisations? There is no intention with the Palestinian Authority to cause intentional injury to people. And for that, there is already criminal matters that can be dealt with at criminal courts.
He can't even put a sentence together. Okay, you know what? It's not worth it. Let's move on to the next one. Imran Hussein. We've got a lot of Husseins right now in Parliament, in case you didn't know. He said that to treat civil dissent, apparently this is civil dissent, right? Domestic terrorism, civil dissent. Whether or not we agree with it as extremism is concerning. Again, Imran Hussein was one of the MPs who said last year in the summer in England, when we had protests and riots after the Southport massacre, he said anybody who's protesting is a far-right thug, football hooligan, needs to be arrested, put him in jail, throw away the key. Somehow this is concerning. Somehow when it's his side doing it, it's fine. Let's go to another Mr. Hussein.
Imran Hussein.
Madam Deputy Speaker, let me also place on record my full support for the proscription of maniacs, murder cult and the Russian imperial movement. These are vile, murderous, fascist cults. Their place on the proscribed list is justified and necessary. But it's precisely because we must take terrorism seriously that we must also draw clear lines. To put Palestine Action, a direct action protest group, in the same category as these murderous extremist organisations erodes the credibility of our legal framework and risks undermining civil rights. Prescription must...
Oh no, our civil rights! Mr. Hussein is absolutely insane. Now, obviously while that was going on, more protests outside the building, outside Parliament, and the police were just standing there like, well, what do we do now? Until a point came where the police were like, can everybody please, for the love of God, go home. It's not a good look.
Israel. Those who provide them with the weapons to slaughter. Those who profit from the weapons of slaughter. And those who are active participants in the genocide, like Starmer's government, like Trump's government, like the German government. We also know who the heroes are. The people of Palestine. And the courageous comrades in Palestine action. Who have sacrificed their own freedom, their own liberty, to make a non-violent, peaceful decision to stop the weapons of slaughter from leaving.
Here's another a self-hating Western white middle-class idiot supporting the terrorists. And apparently the heroes in this is the people of Palestine. And apparently Trump's government, they are the ones doing genocide alongside the Israelis. By that, what they mean was President Trump got the US Air Force to attack a couple of nuclear sites with nobody inside and hit it and damaged it. Apparently that's genocide. Yeah, it's genocide against a building. Oh, those poor nuclear facilities have all been genocided now. 1 minute silence. I can't take these people seriously. All right, so what's happening with you guys in the live chat? Let's get some of the reactions. First, let's go to the lovely members of 2CTV Plus. Then we're going to come to everybody else. Right, this is going to be fun. I hope you're going to keep it family friendly. Breaking news across CBC, CNN, BBC. OS, 2CTV beat us to it again. Thanks, Maya from Canada. They don't care. They are idiots. Vinny says, why aren't Antifa prescribed yet? That's a very good question. I think primarily because Antifa in the UK are still not that prominent. They haven't managed to get many members compared to the US. I think that the style of Antifa as an organization is so anti-British that even the British left, they were like, is this okay? Can we join this? You know, walking around with black masks, and it's a little bit weird, even for the British far left. But yeah, I mean, I think it's primarily because they haven't gained enough attention from the establishment. That's why. Never say never. Dasman says the Met Police equals inaction, unless you're far right, of course. Yeah, exactly. Graham says, it's all talk. The streets will still be full of the great unwashed every Saturday. Again, it's all about judging the Met Police going forward when it comes to the actual Palestine Action Organization to see what they will do. The thing is, you know the problem? They banned a group with a logo, with a name, with a title. All they have to do is just change the name of the organization. That's it. It could still be the same individuals under a new brand. They could even just call it, we are the We Love Israel group. Just come up with a random name and continue causing chaos. And then Parliament will have to, again, spend the next few years debating and then deciding what to do with you. And then they'll ban that one eventually. And then you're going to have to create a new one. All right. Finally, something good from Parliament. However, what is going to be released early to make space? Who is going to be released early to make space in prisons? I don't know. Lucy Letby? God knows. There's not enough space. It's a very good point, though. I think we can rely on Palestine Action and all their mental lefties to get out of control and get themselves arrested. Should be fun. Yeah, I think the next few days and few weeks is going to be a little bit chaotic in London because these people are now very, very, very angry. Oh, the middle classes are furious, guys. Oh, they're gonna break their empty bottles of champagne. God help us all. Jojo says, tell Niak to stop drinking in the pub. Is it still in the pub with the other guys? Get back. You know, you send a 2CD reporter to a protest, of course it's going to end up in a pub. Can't blame him. Kibbs says, it's about time that the Palestine movement has been causing rampage through our country. I know that Bob Villan contributed to this judgment. Finally, the government is seeing some sense. Actually, it's a very good point. I genuinely believe what happened in Glastonbury with both Kneecap and Bob Villan, terrible name, they really helped with the result of today's vote in Parliament. Because I think there were a number of MPs who were probably just sitting on the fence, right? Because there's a lot, they will be scared. Don't forget, MPs are always scared of everything, right? Scared of losing their seats, scared of getting stabbed by angry Islamist constituents. And I think what happened in Glastonbury with Bob Villan going around being anti-Semitic and everything else and violent, I think it helped all the other MPs who were just considering, saying, what do we do, what do we do? You lost the vote. Idiots. Got to start somewhere. The legal framework to push back the Islamists in Britain and here in the US has to be laid down and developed. I agree. Yeah, that was well cooked. Finally on Discord with the help of Pork. Thank you. You do a top job, Maya, and I appreciate what you and your team do. Thank you very much. And thank you, Pork, for helping this person out. Got a couple of other comments here. Actually, let me just quickly go to YouTube and get some super chats and then non-super chats as well. Oh, we got the Palestinian flags. Oh, I saw some. Where are they? Where are you hiding? There we go. That's one. Are you praying in live chat? That's not how it works. Allah's not going to be happy. All right, let's get some super chats. Chanting from the river to the sea is genocide. It literally is. But because it's the way they phrase it, it's vague. That's how they get away with it. But globalized intifada is very direct, and somehow nothing's happened so far in terms of action. I hope you handed out free tissues beforehand to dry their tears. It really is unbelievable to watch. Poor England, poor Europe. Yeah, I know. We're all dead. We're all doomed. I hope you in the UK stay safe and tell what these far left sickos will do because they didn't get their way. Well, they're gonna get a little bit angry, as I said. They're gonna go on a hunger strike and not have their avocado coffee for a while. It's gonna be rough, guys. It's gonna be tough. I feel sorry for their mum and dads. That's a good one. Thanks, Tommy, for warning us about Islam. The problem was that a lot of people woke up late, especially those in the establishment. Oh my God, we got more weirdos. They now have the fake Palestinian flag, which is basically the Jordanian flag. They got Lebanon. I mean, okay. If you the funny thing about these protests is they bring out the Lebanese flag and Yemeni flag, right? Pretending that, for example, the flag of Lebanon represents Hezbollah. No, that's the yellow flag. And they think that the flag of Yemen represents the Houthis. No, they have their own flag. I mean, they made it on Microsoft Paint because it's not the best flag, but use their own flag. Don't use the flag of Yemen. It's an insult to people in Yemen. Mr. Billy Bob says, hello from Tehran. Well, hello, Tehran. How is everybody doing over there? Still alive? We've just got another breaking news from another explosion, by the way, in Iran. Actually, this time it's not Tehran. This time it's in Bushehr. Oh, dear. Anti-aircraft has now been activated. It's kicking off. So it seems like tonight I'm not going to go to sleep after this live stream. I'm going to have to come back to tell you guys what's going on in the land of Aryans in Iran. Right. Yes, this Irish woman is not for Palestine. This is a very good point, by the way. Those weird, smelly lefties in Ireland don't represent everybody in the Republic. There are still many, many sane human beings and good people who simply want to make Ireland great again. But their stupid political establishment and a lot of the loud lefties dominate this. And when you have in other countries, like in the US and in the UK, these pro-Palestinian protesters bring out the Palestinian flag alongside the Irish flag, then people will be like, oh, all the Irish basically support the terrorists in the Middle East. It's the same thing you could say about those who brought out the South African flags. No, just because the ANC nutters and their supporters are anti-Semitic doesn't mean everybody in South Africa is like that. Anyway, there is so much to focus on this issue, because the next few days are going to be completely chaotic. Today was just a spontaneous angry protest. The next few days, the next few weeks, these guys are going to go organize proper angry protests. So we're going to get probably a bigger crowd. And good luck the police, by the way. It's going to be quite fun to see how the police will react to this angry mob. Anyway, the most important thing is, on the 9th of August, which is literally a month from now, we will be holding the New Media Conference in central London. Everybody, get your asses over to London. It's worth it. We're bringing in new media outlets from all around the world. Go on 2cevents.tv to get all the information. Join us. Don't miss out. 9th of August, central London. Get the information from the website, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Maya 2C, and we are the media.